Why hiring more analysts is a terrible idea in 2026. So, as the title suggests, this video is specifically going to be, the field of consulting firms, let's say very simply. And basically, like this, because this video is a part of my series about how AI can be implemented inside consulting firms and where exactly do consulting firms have the potential to be leveraged by AI. So this video is going to be about just why hiring more analysts to solve these specific problems, which can be more efficiently solved by AI, will be a terrible idea. And what are the better alternatives instead, right? So this is what it is, and now I'll just begin the video. All right, so the first frame, which is the core problem, the work type split. So basically, like how I categorize work or tasks into if they can be done solely by AI or if they need to be done solely by humans, or can humans and AI mix up and perform that task? So, yeah, like this is how I differentiate it. And you see, there is this y-axis, this x-axis. So this x-axis or this horizontal line, more simply, represents repetition. Okay, so this area you see is of low repetition, and this area is of high repetition. Similarly, for this vertical line, this represents judgment. So the higher it is, it's high judgment. The lower it is, it's lower judgment. So, first, this category, which is high judgment and low repetition, it's the strategies and client calls. Now, whenever as a consulting, as a person working in a consulting firm, whenever you attend any of these client calls or whenever you perform strategies, all this stuff. So these kind of tasks often require a good amount of judgment. Okay, they are not very repetitive as compared to the other tasks. I mean, they require high judgment, right? You cannot just simply do it without any prior experience or the specific skill set required to do it. So, yeah, this is the first category. The second one is this insight synthesis and like tasks like insight synthesis and trade-offs fall into this category of high judgment and high repetition. So, all this insight synthesis, all these trade-offs, let's simply say that you have a consulting project and there's a lot of synthesis to do inside a project, right? And you have multiple projects down the line. So this is one of the tasks which are high judgment, do require a high judgment, and are highly repetitive. So they need to be done frequently, and that too with high judgment. Now this third category, which is about some tasks like data cleaning or KPI pulling, they require low repetition and low judgment, right? Just putting out all those key performance indicators or just cleaning up data, it doesn't require any sort of judgment, and it isn't done too often as well, right? It's kind of a very less repetitive task. It's done, let's say, once in a while. Now this fourth category, which is about tasks like slide formatting and research summaries, so this one is actually low judgment but high repetition. So, formatting all these slides you have for the presentation, for the proposals, pitch decks, or whatever you say, formatting those and, summarizing all this research, the market research you do, the market analytics analysis you do, this requires actually high repetition, but that isn't much of a, high judgment task. It just requires decent to low judgment. Now, the thing is, like, how can we understand these tasks as opposed to which can be done by AI solely, which can be done by humans solely, or whatever it is? So this let's start with category one. So category one represents high judgment and low repetition strategies and client calls. In this category, like whatever tasks fall into this category of high judgment but low repetition, they are completely done by humans. Okay, AI just do not step into the equation because what does AI have to do? Like, what is the core purpose of AI? To simplify the tasks that require very high repetition and which do not require any sort of skill set or experience dedicated or relevant to your business or to your work or to your job. This isn't one of the things that AI can actually do for you. So this category is solely handled by humans. Now this category two, which is about high judgment and high repetition. This is something that can be handled, with the help of AI when humans do it. So humans plus AI. Right? Humans do all this judgment part and whatever requires your thinking skills and experience, whatever it is, humans do that part, and the repetition part is often done by AI. Simply we can just train an AI to and make it understand our job and what we have to do, what kind of tasks are to be done, and by human judgment we can just perform those tasks repetitively with AI. Now this category 3, which is about low repetition and low judgment, this can be done solely by AI because this doesn't require any sort of judgment, and when it doesn't require any judgment, why do humans have to step into the equation? It's just a waste of time for them, even if it's low repetition, but still any task that requires very low judgment of yours as someone working in a, let's say, consulting firm, there's no point of you actually spending your time doing or performing those specific tasks. They can be simply handled by AI. Now, this fourth category, the last one, which is high repetition and low judgment. You know what the answer is, right? Again, solely AI. It doesn't require any sort of high judgment, decent to low judgment, and which can be done solely by AI or a little bit of human efforts as well, but most of it, like 80 to 90%, is often just done by AI, right? Because it has higher repetition and things like slide formatting, research summaries. Why do humans have to spend their time? Like these tasks just scream that they can be handled by AI, right? The point is that low judgment plus high repetition is the machine work. Things like slide formatting, research summaries, any other task that can fall into this category of high repetition and low judgment is completely machine work. And how does hiring more analysts to get the job done become the better choice? Because it's a machine work. The machine will do it better. The machine will not cost you money, like not that much money. So this was just the frame one. Now the frame two is scaling mistake. I'm just kind of speeding up this video because this topic is pretty short and there is not much explaining to do here. So when workload increases, most firms they simply just hire more analysts and then they just increase the payroll. This is kind of a wrong approach to this thing because when you scale, scaling simply means high repetition. Let's say you scale a marketing agency. What do you have to do? You have to, if you're getting leads by Facebook ads or Google or just basic ads, you have to scale the ads. And that directly means that you have to, perform or just produce ads at high repetition. Again, the things which require low judgment and high repetition, that's completely machines work. And even if, you know, like this category two, which is high judgment and high repetition, even if this is the case, even then, there is humans plus AI. There isn't solely humans. So this is the kind of point that I'm trying to make here. Now, what's happening is they're just scaling formatting, data cleaning, first drafts, boilerplate research, all this stuff. Now, for a consulting firm's perspective, what does scaling mean? Attending more consulting projects at once. Now, what's happening is tasks like formatting, data cleaning, first drafts, analysis, synthesis, diagnosis, market analysis, all this stuff is just getting scaled. The amount of work that's required in these fields is increasing. So, to complete this amount of work, why do you have to hire just simply more analysts? When AI can do it simply for you, right? AI isn't that dumb. AI can think for itself. AI can understand what you're telling it to do. AI can just learn what you need it to learn. So yeah, they're just scaling, formatting, data cleaning, first drafts, etc. by just increasing headcount while this is actually a systems problem. Only thing you have to do, the only simple solution, right? You have to implement here is just implementing AI into your operating system. And this is why when you do not use AI or leverage is the better word, when you don't leverage AI for your work and some tasks like these for even scaling, that becomes a completely systems problem, right? Now, the frame three, which is about the leverage equation, might sound something like business knowledge, but pardon me. Leverage is equal to output divided by human hours. How many human hours I put in? What's the input in the form of human hours? And what is the amount of output that you're getting through it? That is what leverage actually is. Now, hiring more analysts just increases human hours. Hiring more analysts will just make you increase these human hours or increase the number of human, not number, but the amount of human efforts that are being made into the equation, while AI just increases the output per hour. AI doesn't require your team members to put in their effort or their work. AI is just like you just command it to do something or whatever task it is assigned to do. It just does it without any human interference or without even actually needing for any human efforts or human hours. And that's why one analyst with AI can easily and very successfully do the work of three analysts. Very simply, what is the work of an analyst here? It's the judgment, right? The complete repetition part, or like 80 to 90%, again, 80 to 90% of those repetitive parts or those repetitive tasks is going to be handled by AI. So what's left is the judgment, and that's what a single analyst can simply just do. The analyst can just ignore all the repetition by himself or herself, and they can just use AI to do all that repetitive part, while they can just put in all the judgment that's required. So why not increase the leverage by simply not increasing the headcount or the number of analysts, but the output you get using AI. That's how simple it is. You just have to increase the leverage, which is again very necessary or essential thing to do. You have to simply increase the output, not the human hours. So how does hiring more analysts in itself become a better choice? right? Very simple. Now, frame four, which is the last one, that what should actually change. Now, this is the part I'm going to explain to you what's the actual execution required in this equation and what's the, better steps required for this thing, this kind of thing. Instead of analysts doing the thinking plus execution part, it could be analyst being the AI operator and just doing the judgment part. Just what I explained here, that one analyst can do just the judgment part while the AI can handle all the repetition. This is exactly what's being explained here, or what I'm explaining here. Something like AI just does the data structuring, the first drafts, formatting, repetitive research, or whatever it is that requires very high repetition that falls again into this category or this category, and the analyst just does the judgment, context, synthesis, client nuance, um, anything that's required here. So ultimately, it doesn't become you replacing the employees you have, or employees or analysts. It actually becomes them leveraging their time and skills and efforts, getting more work done. AI was never about replacing humans. AI was never about replacing workers with whatever skill set or experiences they have in a specific field. AI was just about helping humans do the part or do those tasks more efficiently and more quickly, right? So that the repetitive, the machinery kind of work can actually be done by AI because now it has brains. Okay, this was how simple it is, and this was the topic about how hiring more analysts would be a completely terrible idea in 2026, right? So that was the whole video. I really hope you liked it. I was, yeah, pretty clear, pretty articulate, and pretty fast throughout the video. So I really hope you appreciate it. Now, if you're a business owner, or specifically if you're a consulting firm owner, or somebody from a consulting firm who's looking forward to these kind of solutions or these AI solutions, just basically implementing AI into your business, into your firm, into your company, to regulate work, to simplify tasks, to again this kind of work, to not replace your employees but make their tasks easier, more quicker, and more efficiently done. So if you want AI to do so for you, and if you want me to come into the equation and suggest you what suggestions could be made, and I can actually, train AI, or yeah, just basically train the AI to get implemented into your business, then you can just check the link I have given in this video's description. It's just a, call booking link. We can just schedule a quick call together. We can discuss and discover ideas. Like I can first of all understand what your business is about. How do you guys operate? How does your team operates? How does the workflow look like? And according to that, I can suggest you some very specific solutions, very tailored to your particular business and your situation. And again, however you guys operate, and I can just prepare those solutions for you, like customized solutions, just what I explained right now. So yeah, that was the whole video was about. I really hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next one, and that's it. Okay, bye bye.